Yoni Katz here, Rabbi Manis Freeman's biggest fan. And a few weeks ago, a video came out by Rav Aaron Feldman, the Rosh Yeshiva of Ner Yisroel, talking about some of the comments Rabbi Manis Freeman made. And at first I was very hesitant and decided not to make any reaction videos. But after a few weeks, I decided I just want to flesh out some points. Again, I'm not trying to make this personal. I'm just trying to stick to the topic at hand and perhaps provide some clarification that can help some viewers. And again, I'm trying to do this in the utmost respectful way, humble, not trying to be arrogant at all. So please just allow me a few minutes to introduce some points and some clarification. This is the video that was posted on Rabbi Yaron Ruvain's website and channel, Be'ezratHashem.org. So here we go.
There's a guy walking around now, traveling around the world. His name is Fried. Have you heard of him?
Perhaps he thinks his name is Fried, his last name, because Rabbi Manis Freeman has a younger brother who's a very famous singer, Avram Fried, and Fried is obviously a stage name shortened from Friedman to Fried.
Friedman, Manis Friedman. He's a famous speaker. Someone sent me in some quotations of things that he says. He says there's no schar v'einish.
Now, Rabbi Freeman doesn't say that there's no schar v'einish. Obviously, that's one of the principles of the Torah, and he says there is schar v'einish just because of the long, lengthy, dark galus, the way that Hashem sees the Jews and judges. Obviously, he does it out of a kind place, a merciful place, and not from a place of spite and just looking to get you. Everything's done fairly. So, of course, this is not Rabbi Manis Freeman's own thoughts and own views. The Rebbe said this countless times, and here's a video of him, of the Rebbe, saying this very clearly, as you can see right now.
Sorgen afiden alle leches reines, wo berube sein der Gott mit Tobad shame.
The majority of whom are completely innocent. Again, the Rebbe's words, the majority of whom are completely innocent because of this long, dark gullus.
A viele intim zu leben, als sie da zwischen sie sehen, oder sie haben das Bedakes, die Dakes. Wer hat dir gemacht, war ein Novi, auf Siedlen, Rachman al-Islam, Benam Yechidem, Boni Matim, von der Weile Kirche.
Like how the Rebbe said, maybe in some remote way, Dakas did Dakas. Unbelievable.
Wie es mit keinem sein, der Kirche hier, sein mit keinem nach, behefen schon nachher. Sein mit keinem in der Neffen von Schar. Wo darfst du jenen erzählen? Wo sie wird sich fühlen, wie nicht was mit dem sein. In der Mine von Hepergarneden, der werden mit der wegen dem Thema der Teifsche bedarf. Es ist der Zähler, in Beruchkeset, in Beruchkeset, Lecho, was uns weiß, die Schmeiru, wenn es hat sich Schmeichen Bietom, mit den ganzen Studien, was steht in Sabratei.
Beautiful. Focus on the positive. So that's simply what Rabbi Friedman's saying whenever he talks about this idea. Not that there's no schar v'einish. Of course, there's the idea of schar and einish. But how could the Eibusher, because of the gullus and the darkness of gullus, angry at a Jew for sinning, like he takes everything into account. Like we say at the beginning of the Yom Kippur davening, ki l'chol ha'am b'shgaga, v'nislach l'chol. So that's the idea, focusing on the positive. Moving right along back to the video from Rav Aaron Feldman, the Rosh Yeshiva of Ner Yisroel.
Because of how long the Gullus has gone on, there isn't a Jew in the world who deserves punishment, no matter what he does.
He says the Rebbeinu Shalom was angry at himself for making people do averos. Ever such a thing?
Actually, interesting. I just found this Gemara recently, and Gemara Sukkah, Daf Nun Beis, Amud Beis, and on the bottom left, as you can see there, Amar Rav Chana Baracha, Amri Beirav, Arba Mischarta Lena Kadosh Baruch Hu, Shabaram. Therefore, that the Holy One, blessed be He, regrets having created the Eluhain, Galus Kasim Mishmaleim V'Yetzahara. One of the things that the Eibusher regrets creating every day is the Yetzer Hara, and he brings psukim to prove how the Eibusher regrets and is upset. And the Yetzer Hara, dichsiv, as it says, v'asher ha'yosi. The evil inclination has written, he quotes the whole pasuk, on that day, says Hashem, I will assemble the limping one and gather in the one who is driven away and the one whom I caused to be evil. And then Rabbi Yochanan elaborates on this theme, and you can look at the Gemara Sukkah, Nun Beis, Amud Beis. Back to the video.
After giving us a Yetzer Hara, after creating sins, he is going to punish us if we do a sin? That sounds like a monster.
Rosh gets angry at himself. First of all, he gets angry. Secondly, he's angry at himself, and he calls people to avails. All these are
well, Hashem does get angry, like we say in Shema, the Chara of Hashem. If you listen, if not the Chara of Hashem, so Hashem does get angry. And also, like we say in the Gimel Mitzvah Rachmim, Noisei Oven, that Hashem carries this in, meaning, to a certain extent, he blames himself. He creates people, he puts them under stressful situations, in gullus, in harsh times, and this inclination which wants to do kol davar ha'asar. Yes, like the Gemara said, he regrets creating the Yetzer Hara every day.
Distortions of things that he learned in Kabbalah, things he learned in Kabbalah without understanding them and translating them into human terms, and to misconstruing them. He's a Burmish Sahabim. He goes around teaching people, hundreds and thousands. He's a popular lecturer, he has a nice tongue. He means well, but he goes around saying these things to people. Baruch Shalom is angry, and he says there's no one doing an Avera nowadays anymore. There's no such thing nowadays of Averas. Where do you get that?
We are familiar with God because God needs us more than we need him. And that's why commandments, 10 commandments, that translation has ruined everything.
Based on whatever he understands the Kabbalah. His misconceptions of Kabbalah, or Babbage, whatever they teach him there. He heard a certain idea that there's a Midas HaChesed, Midas HaRachmim. So he misinterprets things. Everything he says can be misinterpreted. I know his sources. Misinterpretations of all of them. But he's an Amoritz. He means well. He's a very, very, very nice person, probably. He means well. He speaks well. He loves people. But to teach people that there's no Averis anymore, he's Shreikov. It's Apikusis. There's no Averis. What about the whole time that it tells about Yom Shumat, Yishma Mitzvoisa? He doesn't say Kriya Shema every day. He says there's no Schar V'Einish nowadays.
Christians are afraid of hell. Right.
You heard what the girl said? She said, also people in Borough Park are.
It's a Borough Park thing.
That's an example. That's an example of a Babbacher that learned Kabbalah and misconstrues it and teaches others about it. It means well, but he's a fool. He's an Amoritz. And instead of teaching people Torah, he should be going to Cheder. That's one example. I hope this is on tape because it should be before.
As soon as you say God has commandments, he's no longer friendly. He's not the one who's needy. Now you got to watch your step because you violated a commandment. That's not Jewish thinking.
So, this last point, Rabbi Freeman was explaining that the actual word mitzvah is from the lashon of tzavsa v'chibur, connection. So Vayered Hashem al Sinai, especially we're leading up to Shavuos, we're now in the Sphira, that Hashem came down to the mountain and gave us his mitzvahs. And he like Moshe Rabbeinu, kept on saying, and the Eibusher wanted the Yidden to leave Mitzrayim, Shalach Ami ve'Abduni, they send them so they can serve me. It's the idea of mitzvahs are through connection. So what you're seeing from this whole video is obviously there's going to be different schools of thoughts. You can't expect 770 and Chabad yeshivas to be the same philosophical outlook as the yeshiva Ner Yisroel. They're based on different svarim, they're based on different gedolim, and obviously the Rebbe. So Rabbi Friedman is simply, as we shown in the video, and we even showed Alpi Nigla, the Gemara and Sukkah, that this is based on the Rebbe's outlook, on Chabad's outlook, which is going to be different. And obviously just basing some of the comments on some quotes or quotes that were not given in the full context, obviously needs some clarification, and that's why I'm making the video. And that's why it's interesting that the last slide in the video that they posted on Bezrat Hashem says, Kadoshim Tiyu, Ki Kadosh Ani. That this is this week's Parsha. Hashem's asking, be holy, because I'm holy. Ki Ani Hashem Lekechem, I am Hashem, your God. And I give you the strength with my holiness to be holy, and how badly I need you to be holy. And very, very quickly, the world should be brought to its ultimate holiness. Today is Chal Ches Nisan, which is a big day on the Chabad calendar. I hope this video provided some clarification. That was the point of it. That's, as you can imagine, I was hesitant. And if people say that I should take it down, maybe I'll take it down. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If there's any other sources you want to bring to the table where it speaks about any of the issues, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Again, not in a personal way, not in a name calling kind of way. Just these are important topics and discussions and questions that have to be discussed and fleshed out. L'man yagdol Torah v'yadir, and everybody have an enjoyable rest of the day.